Yes, so good morning, everybody. It's Monday again. We're getting through January, aren't we? We're getting through it. The light's coming back. Let's join together. I'm feeling the love of the group today. So isn't that nice for us all to come together? I always wake up when I'm excited to see you all. I always wake up and think, oh, good. This is what we're doing. This morning I was having to play around and I was thinking, we're in an interesting time in the astrology, and I pay attention to this because it can affect, how you feel, and we want to make sure we don't go off balance with some of the stuff that's happening. At the moment, we've got the sun and the moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is very airy. It's great for thinking outside the box, creating, but we want to balance that out. We need to balance that out. A lot of people talking at the moment about this is grounding your energy down. But I want to continue this idea of play, inner safety. But we're going to just, ground our energy, sort of bring it down into the earth. So we've got a little grounded play sequence today. Let's change over the cross of the legs. Actually, in the workshop at the weekend, I was talking a lot about one of the ways that we can really ground our energy and bring ourselves into inner safety is through finding different ways to get up and down from the ground. So I do a lot of that in class, and there's a reason for that. So it's kind of bringing ourselves back into our wild, primal selves. But first, let's ground in today. I'm feeling like we need a little plug in to the earth energy. So what we're going to do is going to rub our hands just so that we've got those sensors. We'll rub the hands together, and then we're going to place them. We're going to create plug sockets with the fingers, UK ones, 3 plugs, thumb, 2 fingers. I'm going to plug into the earth. Just have a little wriggle, soften everything off. Shoulders, hips, soften everything. Feel as if you're just nestling yourself into the ground. That's going to bring us into this nice place of softness, of safety, of being anchored in through our sit bones and also through our fingers. I'm going to invite you to close the eyes and just sense the earth beneath you. And we're just going to consider our relationship between our body and the earth. Where your feet connect, your bottom, your sit bones, and your fingers. They're the anchor points. But just allow the rest of the body to feel anchored in as well. As you breathe in, we're going to fill up. And as you breathe out, we're going to relax and soften into the earth. And it doesn't matter if you feel like the spine collapses. In fact, that's good. On the inhale, we can feel it lengthen. Breathing in, coming into the body. And breathing out, softening in, coming out. Breathing in, coming into the body. Breathing out, I am home. Lovely mantra from Thich Nhat Hanh. Feel free to say it in your head. Breathing in, coming into the body. And breathing out, I am home. And one more, having a pause at the top of the inhale, coming into the body. Feel your body this morning. Feel it. How does it feel? Breathing out, letting go of anything you don't need for this next half hour. As we drop into your time here. Let's just change over the cross of the legs, keeping anchored in with the fingers. Take a big yawning breath. Reach the arms above the head, bring the hands together. And exhale, just folding forward, bringing the hands down to the earth, just letting the body collapse and soften over the legs. Oh, doesn't that feel nice? Let's walk the fingertips back and let's begin to circle around the sit bones. Feeling our physical body. Feel and sense. So the upside, everything's got an upside and a slight downside of things to be aware of. Upside of the Aquarian energy, it's like a lot of ideas, it's all up there. We balance that with staying grounded and coming into the body. Time spent in the body and time spent in nature. Two key things for this idea of inner safety and grounding. Thinking of our connection between our body, our physical body, and the earth. How do they relate to each other? As you circle today, maybe you can even sense the points where you connect to the earth. Let the rest of the body just be soft, and that can flow around. So when you're grounded, it's a good time for ideas. You want to ground first, then ideas, then ground again. Let's change over the cross of the legs and go in the other direction. Feeling into your body. Nice and soft. Nothing too organized, not just in the same old thing everywhere you do it, but see what's going on today. And let's take the legs out wide. Feel the space down in between the legs. Just see if the hands in the sand, just moving everything around. Just allowing the body to soften. Have I got through 5 minutes without mentioning tennis? It's like, I watch how they play. And you know, the best ones are the ones that make it effortless. They don't tire as quickly. But there's this sense of flow. So we're out of ego, we're not being too striving, we're just flowing around. This is where I am, we're just playing around, moving with the body's natural intelligence. Let's flow to one side and maybe just open an arm out and just get some circles going there. Let's float to the other side. The circles going there. And the whole body moving together. You can even keep the feet moving as you do this. And then coming back to the center, bringing the legs in. Let's take the left leg in. Let's just play around this foot. So start with massaging the foot and just circling the ankle, getting everything moving. Oiling the ankle joint, softening the muscles in the calves. You can even use the hands, just take the hands on. Moving around to the knees, getting a little bit of an oiling. And then even if you've got one hand to the foot, one hand to the back of the leg, you can give it a little massage. Hands on. Still nice. Yeah. And we'll wake that up if it's a bit cold. And then we're going to bring this leg over the body. We're just going to have a gentle softening here. Roll the head around. And soften that if you need it, soften that underneath leg if you need it. It can be tough on the back of the leg. Just wave around, no expectation of where you're going, just getting the sensation. Great, and let's just change the legs. Take a pause for a moment just to notice the difference between the legs. Feel that leg's like grounded in, more connected to the earth. Let's take hold of the right foot, circle the ankle. In the other direction. And then moving that leg around, feeling the calf, oiling the knee joint. Taking the other hand to the back of the leg. I was interested because I didn't plan to do this bit this morning, but you know, I was sort of grounding myself this morning, and it's interesting what happens when you ground your energy first. That's actually when your best ideas come out. Let's take this leg across. And sometimes, you know, we don't even need to think about, you know, how things are going to pan out. In fact, we don't think. We'll just ground first, and then answers come. Isn't that interesting how that happens? That's a state of flow. And then let's put this leg across. We're just feeling this today. Going into the legs just in a different way, playing around with it. It's an awkward one, this. I feel this strongly, so I often have to just draw myself back in so that I'm not going to kind of go, oh, wow, what's going on there? That's strong. You just come into it softly. Body will adapt. Okay, let's release that leg, give it a kick out. Bang the drums a little, get the energy flowing. All these legs will be nice and woken up now. Work with the legs around it for earth energy. Let's swing the legs around behind us. Come on to all fours. Let's move a little further up into the spine now, starting off with the feet. Tailbones lifted. Looking forwards. Wild animals. Of course, we've got our anchor points, our toes, our knees, our hands. Feel that nice connection to the earth. And then we're going to find an arch and a curl. So as we come forward, we're going to arch the back, lift the head as you come back, round the back, sit back. So find that wave. Inhale, exhale, inhale. And you'll notice, I'll show you this way with me, elbows. So as I come forwards to get me low, almost in a press up, not a full one. The elbows just flail out to the sides, just press down into the hands. Roll back. So getting the spine alive and awake. And you'll see this lovely balance between being anchored in but just flowing with the movement. And actually we're going to change this slightly today because we're going to go around in a circle. Oh, you're still kind of arching and curling, and don't worry too much about the shape. Just kind of circle and feel into your body. We sometimes do, you know, this station, just moving the hips. I call it scraping the peanut butter out the jar. It's like you're pressing this skin against the bones. No, the bones against the skin. That's it, yeah. Not way around. Let's reverse that. A grounded play, anchored into the earth. But moving around those anchor points. Right. Reading something actually, it's a Somebody else had written about the idea that we need a safe harbour, but the body wasn't really, or we weren't designed, and ships weren't designed to stay in the harbour. I really like that. Always got that safe place to go back to, but we're not stationary. Let's have a move around. Let's crawl around. And all this stuff that I'm doing, crawling, groundwork, play, random movements, there's a reason for it. So when we're moving and exploring new movement patterns, the body knows it's not stuck. There's a safety to that. You know, we think, oh, stay in one position, don't move. Well, actually, that's not great for us. We need to be moving around, new movement patterns, keeping our neuroplasticity. Okay, let's bring the hands down in front now, lift off the knees and just have a little gentle rock back. This doesn't work for you, just rock back and practice sitting back onto the knees. Maybe with the knees a little further open. Eventually they'll lift off to left to the side and the elbows. I'm eating on 4 glasses this morning. Eventually warmed up. Okay, now from here we're going to rock back. Walk the fingertips back, lift off the hips and come to a forward fold. Find your anchor point, your feet a little wider than hip width apart. Dangle from the hips and just kind of sway the body side to side. So feel the sole of the foot on one side, sole of the foot on the other side. Let the rest of the body, the upper body, just wave and flow. So you transfer the weight to one foot, follow that side. The other foot, follow that side. Just keep it soft. So you feel this, like anchored down, grounded, but then playing around that. Feeling of safety. Being anchored in, but not stuck. That's the key. Okay, and then we're going to eventually just like sway, but start to lift the upper body up, start to turn the feet out to the side. Oh, and keep that swaying going. Maybe start to roll a shoulder back. Switching side to side. Start to bring the feet a little closer. And then start just some gentle twists. Nice and gentle. Just starting to lift the head up. And as you do this, it's a bit different to our Sufi rolls. The hands are just going as if through water like this. One more extra element. Soften the gaze and look around you to orient yourself. Maybe the back leg lifts off. Stay soft as you move. Feet, feel that transition, the weight from foot to foot. And then eventually just making it smaller. Coming down to stop. Let's take the feet out wide. Let's take a few arching curls. We're going to really anchor down our squats. We're going to inhale, tailbone goes back, head lifted. And exhale, we're going to curl in and roll up. Just get the spine flowing with the breath. Inhale. And exhale, rolling and curling up. One more. Okay. This next one, we're going to bend the legs. We're going to inhale, take the hands up, and take the hands to the back of the head. Really open up. Then we're going to shift the weight from foot to foot. Now we're starting with quite an arrow stance. This is actually core work. You wouldn't think it was, would you? But core starts in the inner thighs. Now, eventually you can just creep the feet a little wider. Oh, I'm really feeling like I'm having to balance here as I do this. So you're feeling that. Press the back of the head into the hands. Stay open in the chest. Body's actually working hard. Yeah, if it's too much, just bring the hands to the hips. Notice if the thighs tracking the same line as the feet. And then we're going to hold over to the right. We're going to take the elbow up and over towards the sky. Curling in, curling all the way in, bending both legs, the elbows are in. And then rolling up. Taking an inhale, opening out the elbows, take an exhale, relax. Bending your left leg. Let's go over. Curling in. Rounding. Bending both knees. Rolling up. And elbows out. Okay, from here, little balance. Good for our grounding. You might want to bring the feet in a little. We're going to take the weight onto the right foot. We're going to lift off the left leg. Bring it across the body. And then we're going to twist and turn to the left shoulder. Look that way. Good. Then release the arms. Dancing tree. No, we've not forgotten about that, have we? So you're nice and anchored in. Moving it around. Maybe you hear my breath there. I found that challenging. Holding it. Working hard the core. Play around with the different shapes. And then what we're going to do, we're going to try and keep this left leg up. We're going to bring it behind us and we're going to tuck it in behind us. See, we can come down to the floor like this, like through a curtsy. Oh, it's challenging. And then soften over. Relax and breathe. 3 breaths. Breathing in. Hold. Breathe out, let go. Breathing in, hold. Breathe out, let go. And one more. And I'm going to turn towards the front. Bring the hands down. Step onto that right leg. Let's just lift ourselves up like this. You can even have a turn around. How you get up from the floor, it doesn't matter. We're just going to practice different ways of getting up from the floor. Give everything a shake. And then take the legs out. Stepping onto the left leg. Oh, sorry, hands behind the head. Stepping onto the left leg. Bringing the right leg across in front. And then spiraling twist, turn towards that right elbow. It's a tough twist. It's a balance, it's a twist. Oh, it's a hard, there's loads happening here. Good, now release the hands. And dancing tree, dancing tree. Got a bit of a jazz dancing tree today. Jazz hands. Play around with it. What's coming up for you today? What kind of dance do you want? Moving around that anchor point. Just make sure you're not gripping with that left foot. You're anchored in, but you're not gripping down into it. It's like anchored in. Play around with the different shapes. Whoops, getting everything moving, not being afraid to fall because it's going to be all right if we fall. Okay, now bring this leg around behind. might need to just take it steady, but if you can, keep the leg lifted to the last minute. Whoa, lower down, tuck the knee in and soften over the leg. 3 breaths. Hold. Breathe out and let go. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and soften the body down into the earth. One more. Hold the breath and now exhale. Just let go. Wherever you are, just relax. And slowly lift up the head. So we're going to come back to standing now. How you get there doesn't matter. You know, I like to kind of spiral round. The easiest way to get up to standing is some kind of spiral. So just take your hands over to the right, step onto that foot, spiraling, spiraling, spiraling round, come into standing. Kick out the legs, and let's have a soft body bounce. Let's just shake it all out. I didn't put a bra on this morning. I'm just like, slightly regretting that. Shaking the shoulders and bouncing. Moving the hips around, anything that feels good. Make it a little silly. It's time to embrace your weird. And then, who else? Looking around you, just reorientate yourself. Where are you in your space, in this space today? And then let's slowly come to a stop. Let's anchor in. Breathe in, hold. And breathe out. Softening in. Arriving back in the body, into stillness. You might feel like the energy's all like up there. So feel it as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let everything settle. Back down into the earth. Breathe in, fill it up. And hold. Breathe out. Settle, 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 settle. And here we are. Here we are. Right here, right now. Let's take a big yawning breath. Bringing the hands together above the head and bringing the hands together at the heart. And from my heart to your heart. Namaste and good morning. I don't know where that went today. It flew past. So if you need to, have a little seat down and rock and roll, feel free to stay on and chat. But if you're rushing up, have a lovely day. And we'll see you in the morning.